And that is a wonderful way to start the program. You've heard of service with a smile. Try service with a sneeze. It's not very pleasant. Forgive me. So anyways, I'm gonna turn this music down. Anyways, where are we?
Hello, everybody!
It's time for another exciting episode of Drezen Draws. I'm not sick. I'm just tired. So anyways, what were we gonna do? Oh yeah. That's right. We're gonna like draw some pictures or something. And I don't know, do you guys hear music? 'Cause I hear music. It's coming from somewhere. So anyways, let's get started with Simba from The Lion King, which is being remade, and I cannot understand why. So, I'm not gonna draw just, a normal Simba that everyone else would probably be drawing. I'm gonna draw him making a face. Because it's hard enough drawing a Disney character when you're Facebook friends with some Disney animators who just happen to work on The Lion King. And it's not like, they're sitting there silently judging me. Although if they were, I'd probably know, and I'd probably be depressed or something, like, I don't know, so-and-so made fun of me or something, like, I think I need to start over. Oh, okay. Hey, let me see one of my other reference photos. Oh, okay, there we go. The music playing. Yeah, I'll do fine. But to be fair, you don't get to do 41 episodes of this crap by doing fine. You do 41 episodes of this stuff by grinding everyone else's gears, including your own. No, I'm not going to pay my taxes tonight. I am going to draw silly pictures of little kitties and Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. I mean, this is a tough face to do. You don't believe me? Then you try doing it. BRB. This is maybe more dramatic than I anticipated. I don't want to spend an overwhelming amount of time on this one because, don't forget, I said I was drawing 2 tonight. I don't know, folks. Maybe I picked too challenging to complete, but that's okay. Oh well, you win some, you lose some, and some nights you just eat White Castle. I don't know. Kovu. I don't know what a Kovu is. Please explain. What is this Kovu? Is it made Russia? Where you can catch moose and squirrel? God, I'm glad I didn't put Mufasa into the candidates. Otherwise, I'd be miserable right now. Enough trouble drawing Simba. Somehow, someway, Jackie Martling is saying to himself right now, Drezen, stop whining and keep drawing! Ah. Scar's heir. And speaking of Disney sequels, has anyone seen Lion King 1.5? Or have you all seen Saw 6 and just called it even? I gotta stop drawing Disney characters. I knew this one was gonna be a problem. Oh well. Alright, there we go. Now I got some ears. It's funny, I've never drawn Simba before, but I just noticed he seems to have like a little birthmark here on his fur, which I think is kind of cool. Kind of brings out the royalty in him, or some nonsense. Yeah, I can't wait for Wonder Woman 1984 either. I mean, I'm very happy that they brought back director Patty Jenkins. I think she's a terrific director. She did a hell of a job on Wonder Woman 1. I mean, of course, you know, Gal Gadot is the icing on the cake. I mean, let's face it, that movie's gonna be great. I haven't seen Aquaman. Eventually, I'm gonna see Aquaman. I'm not in any hurry to see anything because, number one, I'm broke. Number two, you know, I don't have to see everything. I mean, I still haven't seen Beetlejuice. Yeah. Start ripping on me for that one. I don't care. I have nothing against that movie. I grew up with the cartoon. I'm gonna see it eventually, so get off my back. Alright. It's time to start inking this little brat. Oh, these eyes. These eyes are... Nope. Tooth. Ah, tooth. think I know what I'm doing, but I could be wrong. I hate how I can't see. Yeah, could you imagine how long it takes me to draw a lion-o? something to drink. Yeah, I was thinking about having Simba steal the Sword of Omens or whatever, but maybe I'll do that as a speed run episode, because I've done a handful of those already. For those of you that are reading comments by the great Kelly Gordon in this episode, Kelly is a very accomplished artist himself, and I'm not kissing his ass because he did a magnificent cover for LuckyZilla number 10, which is on sale on LuckyZilla.com. But I am kissing his ass because he made a fantastic cover for LuckyZilla number 10, and it's a great buy. You can get it in the store section of LuckyZilla.com. I'm gonna pause real quick.
Hi, P-Dog.
I'm gonna pause real quick for a little message. I'm now booking birthday parties and corporate events. For more details and or to reserve your Drezen Draws birthday party or corporate event or both, visit DrezenMedia.com. Alright, and now back to the drawing. And thank you, Frederick, for your compliments. Okay, so maybe this wasn't as horrible as I thought it was going to be about 20 minutes ago. Oh wow. This is actually quite cute. I mean, it's not going to be one-to-one to, like, the movie or whatever. Drezen draws after hours. You know, I was thinking of doing, like, an after hours Drezen draws, but not a NSFW version, because I honestly did not do that. I am not interested in doing adult stuff or even adult projects. There's hardly been any swearing, actually, in the Lucky Zilla comic strip for at least the last year and a half. I mean, that's how, like, uninterested in it I am. I mean, meanwhile, outside of that, I curse like a sailor. So you would think I'd be all over that, and actually, I'm not. It could be because my hero, Ralph Bakshi, broke my heart with The Last Days of Coney Island. No, let's see. Patrick can draw really well. Kelly, I went into. He did a cover for one of my Lucky Zilla comics. Kate is an amazing artist. Nick Ritchie is an amazing artist. Let's see. Sal's an amazing artist. I haven't seen Jay draw in a very long time, but I know he's... But, boobs. Okay, P-Dog, you're gonna shut up right now, or I'm gonna kick you off the stream. Don't give me ideas like that. I can get my own ideas. When I say after dark, I mean, like, you know, nothing too dirty. Maybe dark characters, maybe something like Fish Police. Fish Police would be like, you know, some primetime animation. Or Beavis and Butthead, or something along those lines. But I'm gonna do it on my terms. I'm not gonna be doing, you know, a whole bunch of anime, like Cowboy Bebop stuff. I'm not gonna be doing One Punch Man or any of that. I mean, eventually I'm gonna do... Let's see. My mother's texting me, so I had to make sure it wasn't an emergency. I've drawn Ren and Stimpy already. On Drezen draws. Okay, I'm gonna use my my color reference to help me out a little bit. I think this is from, like, Kingdom Hearts or something. I just found it. I googled, you know, Simba. This is what came up. I'm like, okay, man, you know, Simba. And I'm not about to start getting into debates on, you know, what is After Dark and what isn't, which is probably one of the reasons why, you know, I might not even do it. I'm only thinking about it. Yeah, because it's like everyone has their own ideas about it, and not everybody does Drezen draws, you know, so, there you go. I mean, I'm even considering doing a whatchamacallit. I would love to do a G.I. Joe episode of Drezen Draws. I think that'd be pretty exciting. I'd be down for that. How old am I? I am 34. 34 going on 80. Because I have the body of an 80-year-old man. I'm old, I'm cranky, I'm tired, but somehow I still find ways to be amused. And one of them is by drawing silly pictures of silly things for silly people. Oh wow, that looks like something. Wonder what it could be.
Oh no!
I definitely have to work with this piece before I make it into a print. But, you know. Pizza, 300 him. If you're 80, I'm like 500. P-Dog, this is not a show where you make requests. You draw based on candidates that I select. Oh, snap. That actually... Wow. It's not 100%. But it ain't bad. Wow. I did a thing. Right, let's get him on his own layer. I didn't think Simba was gonna take a half hour to draw. Well, what can I tell you? The music that I use in my streams, I'm gonna put in the comments. And it is royalty-free music. There's a subscription. And it's 15 bucks a month. And it's worth it for something like this, if you do like a weekly stream or a mostly weekly stream, like I do. So get a good look at Simba here before we move on. And next is Lion-O. Pink Panther. Pink Panther was not on the candidates. Anyways. So, I'm a dum-dum. You know why? Because I saved Simba in the Lion-O file. Let's get him over here. And this is Concrete Jungle. No, wait a minute. I do not draw to this music. Hey, I mean, you know, to each his own. There we go. Thundercats. No! God, no! God, no! Oh, no! You know, Why? Why on God's green earth would I draw that version? First of all, I did not grow up with Thundercats. So, you know, this is about as fanboyish I'm gonna get about Thundercats Roar or Thundercats Go or whatever the hell it's called. I couldn't care one way or another. I think it's garbage, and that's all I gotta say. So, without further ado, here is Lion-O. God willing, this is gonna come out alright. Because if it doesn't, I'm gonna sit over here and cry in a corner. Let me just see. Oh no, wait a minute. Why do I still have Optimus Prime on here? Oh yeah, that's right. I only had 2 references for Lion-O. Now, Lion-O is humanoid. So that means I'm gonna have to really stretch this. Yeah, I like the 2011 version of Thundercats. I think it was onto something. I mean, of course, I think it didn't do really well overall, and Cartoon Network started going in a different direction. So, hey, it is what it is. Sometimes these reboots make it, like DuckTales, and sometimes, you know, they just go off the deep end, and that's it. I want to try to get bulk of the face within this area right here. I'm actually going to make it a red. Yeah, when you're drawing human characters, let me neaten this up a little bit. You want to try to stay within a certain radius, as it were. At least that's what I've seen, you know, seems to work. Next convention that I go to, that Larry Kenny is a guest, I'm gonna give him a print of this, and God willing, it comes out well. You know, because Larry's a good guy, and I want to make a good impression. I mean, I think I did already when I met him at CradleCon this past. I feel an all-night session. Well, thanks, Kelly. I mean, it's like, it's not like I have anything else going on. Like, oh, I don't know, Lucky Zilla number 11, maybe? Yeah. Speaking of which, early next week, I will have pre-order details available for Lucky Zilla number 11. And I will do an exclusive deal where if you buy multiple issues with your pre-order, everything will ship together for a very low price. I don't know if they ever did a Thundercats comic book. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if they did. And it wouldn't surprise me in the least if Marvel did it, and Bob Camp worked on that as well as the show, because for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, or who I'm talking about, Bob Camp is a co-creator of Ren and Stimpy. Am I drawing this from a reference or from memory? Oh, I'm drawing this from a reference. Because, I mean, again, you know, I did not grow up with Thundercats. Thundercats came out in 85. I was born in early 85. So I didn't really get exposed to Thundercats until much later when it was on Toonami. At which point, I wasn't really all that into it. I mean, I saw the intro and I thought, hey, you know, that's cool, but it's maybe not for me. And then one day I just sat down, I'm going through YouTube and, you know, I'm going through these countdowns of like 80s cartoons, and I'm seeing Thundercats come up like crazy, and I'm like, you know, maybe I ought to give this show a shot. And I did, and I'm like, wow, this is what I've been missing for the last, you know, 20 years or so. And I sat and watched, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 episodes, and I have half the first season on DVD. I don't have the full series because, you know, I'm a casual Thundercats fan. I think this one I can actually, you know, be a bit liberal in some respects with regards to muscles and all that fun stuff. And of course, there's Sword of Omens. I knew I was going to get flack, and I would feel some flack myself. T-Cats, they recently do. Okay. They were going to do a crossover with Silverhawks, but it was canceled. Well, you know, I mean, that happens. That happens. What can I tell you? You know, comics get canceled. Comics get canceled all the time. I mean, it's like there's stuff that that gets canceled, and you almost know that it's definitely gonna get canceled. Like, I mean, this Mighty Mouse comic that came out last year, which is garbage, by the way. I have no problem calling it garbage because, hey, I love Mighty Mouse. I grew up with Mighty Mouse. He wasn't one of my all-time favorite cartoons, but you know, it's like that's Mighty Mouse. There was a He-Man crossover. What I'd really like to know is, what the hell does Lionel have on his arm? I mean, it's in this this reference that I'm using, but I really have, like, no friggin' idea what it is. So if anyone wants to educate me, by all means, tell me what I don't know. Because whatever you do, don't tell me what I already know. Well, I doubt Lionel wants any of us checking out his ass. Oh wow, we got a lot of comments. Do you use a special microphone for these streams? See, I love when I get questions like this because I'm just gonna stop the drawing again. Don't worry, you're not in trouble. I don't often get asked these questions, so I'm happy to help. The microphone I'm using is a blue snowball microphone, and it's USB powered. You can get the model I have, the newer model that I have, rather, for about $70. What you're gonna want to make sure of is that you also get the pop filter, which is maybe about $30 more, and depending on your recording space capabilities, I gotta make it shot. I'm so sorry. And depending on your recording space capabilities, you might also want to wear headphones during your stream. I mean, personally, I'm fine. I mean, I kind of need, a little bit of background noise when I draw anyway. But the blue snowball works great. I've been using it for every single episode. Although I have to admit, within the first, I want to say, 20 episodes, I didn't really, focus as much on making the sound quality as good as it should have been. But I learned from my mistakes, and hopefully, just turn down the music a little bit, and hopefully you see that I've learned from them. If you go back and watch earlier episodes, you'll see what I'm talking about and hear what I'm talking about. Which tablet do I use? The Cintiq 22 HD. It's made by Wacom. So, thank you, Dane, for asking. Feel free to inbox me with any other questions you may have. If you're thinking of starting a stream of your own, certainly send me the link of it, because I'd love to see whatever it is that you might be cooking up. I think we gotta bring this leg down a little bit. Yeah, that seems about right. This friend of mine who used to come into my old job a lot, Tom Travers, did a ridiculously good Lion-O. And he does many of the same shows that I do, so if you happen to stop by his table, tell him I sent you and ask him if he has any more of the Lion-O prints. I mean, I printed them, so I mean, I have my copies, but you guys should definitely check out Tom Travers. He's a great guy, he's a terrific artist, and he's a friend, so I try to support friends. Try to meaning, hey, I don't have all the money in the world, but, you know, whenever I can, I try to throw some people a bone, as it were. Speed paint, yeah, definitely, man. Keep me in the loop of that. Also, I know you're probably gonna ask, so I'll just answer your question in advance. The software I'm using to stream, it's actually not Facebook Live itself. It's well, I mean, I am using Facebook Live, but it is OBS Studio. It's freeware. There are a number of tutorials on YouTube on how to get started with it, but it's not gonna give you a headache in learning how to use it, which is great. I mean, of course, yeah, you can use Twitch or if that has a better server, but I like the idea of being able to cut from one scene to another, so that's why I use OBS. Oh, okay. Draw a Panthro next to him. Yeah. Yeah, Kelly's a great guy, but he really wants me to stay up late and do nothing but draw. And be late for work the next day to the 2 jobs that I'm working at. Yeah, I'm working 2 jobs right now to support this this addiction that was impressed upon me when I was 3 years old, when I drew Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck going fishing, which apparently my mother has somewhere, and I'd like to see it again. I know exactly what it looks like, only this time I want to rip it to shreds because it's probably one of the worst things I ever drew, and I regret it. Obviously I kid, but you know, everyone has those moments where they look at a piece that they've drawn and, you know, snarf. Well, believe it or not, I normally will announce what's going to be drawn either the day of or the week of or whatever, but there is a Thundercats episode that is coming. Now you might be wondering, well, Rich, why are you drawing Lion-O now? Why? Because I effing feel like it. Don't tell me what I can and cannot draw. This is Drezen draws. This is Drezen draws. You don't like it? You start your own. No, frame it and put it on a wall. Okay, all right. Calm down, P-Dog. Don't get your nerd knickers in a proverbial twist over there. You know, not many people know this, but the original voice of Lion-O, Larry Kenney, was also the voices of both Count Chocula and Sonny, the Cocoa Puffs bird. Now, I mean, it's like, ever since I learned that, I've just kind of been thinking to myself, and also kicking myself for not asking him to do like a Thundercats, but as Sonny the Cocoa Puffs bird. Hang on. So it would be, damn. So it'd be something like, Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Ho! That'd be awesome. Sometimes. Sometimes it is hard to draw and talk at the same time, but, you know, you learn to, And as I try to think of a way to explain it, I find it difficult to draw and talk at the same time. Nah, but you'll think of ways to overcome it as you do it. Or at least that's how I've learned. I learn best by doing. Not so much, you know, overly planning or taking notes or sitting in a classroom or some nonsense like that. I'm just like, okay, what do I gotta do? Alright, this is what I gotta do. Alright, yeah, I get it. I'll have this done in like an hour. Or whatever, however long I think it's gonna take. I knew I was missing something. He's got like some sort of Clockwork Orange thing going on over here. There was me, that is Lion-O, and my 3 droogs, Chitara, Panthro, and Tigra. We sat at the Korova Milk Bar, where we drank Milk Plus. Or some nonsense like that. Yeah, I'm happy with the way that this is coming out so far. You'll pardon my constant belching, but I had White Castle for dinner, and I shouldn't have because, again, I'm broke. But, you see, White Castle is delicious, and you can't mess with delicious, no matter how hard you try. Sometimes, the taste of a certain food will always win the day. Yeah, I have Instagram, a Drezen Media Instagram, which is the parent of Drezen Draws. But Facebook is how is where I seem to have had my most footing. And also, I love Facebook Power Editor, at least when I can afford it. But Facebook has a lot of good tools. It's just, you know, they keep messing with it, which I'm not crazy about. But once I find something better, I'll be using Facebook less. And, you know, I don't think I'll ever be done with the platform, but it would be nice to promote my stuff and have a good reach for not a lot of money, which, for the most part, Power Editor does handle, but you gotta learn how to use it. Because you're gonna make mistakes with it first, even if you do everything right. And I do local comic book shows. I started offering birthday parties and corporate events. I have not booked anything as of yet, but I have all the supplies I need to do a birthday party. And I'm still, you know, figuring a few things out as far as, you know, other activities. But, you know, I have a rate that that is unlisted because it's subject to change. But if you want to book me for a birthday party or for some corporate function at your job, definitely message me and I'll give you the rate. And you know, you give me the dates that you're looking for. I mean, of course, even before I give you the rate, you know, give me the number of people you're looking for and when the event's gonna be. And I will travel up to 100 miles, and anything over 100 miles, I will ship the supplies and do the event via Skype. It awful for you. Don't know what that means, so if I don't understand, I'm moving on. Robot chicken where Lionel was trapped in a pet store adopted by a little girl. No. I mean, after season 1 of Robot Chicken, I know Larry Kenny, the original Lion-O, did some voices on that, but I'm not a fan of Robot Chicken. At all. I mean, it's like, I'm finding out more and more just how toxic the animation industry is and just how awful Adult Swim is to work for. I mean, if they had paid C. Martin Croker on time so that he didn't fall behind with his bills and his medical care, then he might still be alive today. But, you know, I have a lot of mixed feelings about Adult Swim, especially after learning all of that. So the last thing I want to do is support Adult Swim in any way, shape, or form. Rest in peace, Clay. Wherever you are. If you want more information on what I'm referring to, then, whatever, P-Dog. Gotta be careful though, I don't want to make him look like he's on steroids or anything. I don't think the Sword of Omens would like that very much. Yeah, it's not bad. Some of it is based on the reference I have here, and some of it is just, you know, me being like, okay, this is, I think I know what I want to do. I think this is the long style, I guess. That hand is scaring me. So is my lack of hydration. I wish, man. I wish it was my full-time job. I treat it as a full-time job, though, because, hey, for one thing, it motivates me. And for another thing, I know, you know, when I'm, like, focused, when I'm really, like, without any other distraction, just deep into it, I put out my best work. And I've done that for what's going to be 171 consecutive weekly comic strips starring Lucky Zilla, my original creation. And almost 11 comic books featuring Lucky-Zilla. The 11th issue of which will be released on February 4th. The first 10 of them, the first one is out of print. But you can still get the other 9 available issues on LuckyZilla.com if you're interested. And the strips are there for free to read. They're also on here. I have a Facebook page for them. I'm a pro, but even pros make mistakes. Here's a link to LuckyZilla.com and LuckyZilla's Facebook page. What am I getting depressing? What am I getting myself into? What are you getting yourself into? I don't really know how to answer that question, P-Dog. I mean, you gotta figure out if comics animation is really the job for you by doing it. If you make money at it, great. If not, you need to figure things out on how to make money. And if you're not ready for that, then you're not ready to make comics. It's very difficult to make a living in comics. And even the most seasoned pros will tell you that. Does that mean you shouldn't work in comics? Absolutely not. Should you put out your own stuff? Absolutely. Because, well, let's face it, no one else is going to do it for you. I gotta get the Thundercats logo. Let me see something. Don't worry about me, P-Dog. Just worry about yourself. Just do what you gotta do, and ultimately, I think you'll be fine. But me? Don't worry about me. I'm in the hole financially, but you know something? Everyone goes there. Everyone goes there. We'll get back to this in a little bit. Now I'm going to focus on the lower body. Believe it or not, I do get some requests for commissions, but you know, when I tell people what it is I'm looking to charge, they usually back away and they say, "Oh, that's too much" or whatever. I mean, for what I'm drawing right now, like, I mean, if you commissioned me to draw Lionel, I'd probably charge you for full color and a print on like an 18 by 24, because I want to give you a bang for your buck, you know, I'd probably charge you about $175. But you think about it, you get a digital file, of course. You get a digital drawing, I should say. You get a print on really nice material, shipped directly to your house, and signed by me. You know, I'll draw what you asked me to draw, but not for free. Originally, I started this program, Drezen Draws, you know, based on, you know, slightly based on requests. I did a viewer's choice episode, and not a lot of people made requests. Either because, you know, they just thought, hey, you know, it's your show, you come up with stuff, or... Anyways, long story short, I get approached all the time by people looking for free work, and I have to turn them down. In the past, I didn't always, but now, in the position I'm in, I cannot afford... Yeah, Prince... Right now, you're talking to a guy who has worked in printing for 10 years. I mean, if I knew back then what I know now, you know, I probably would have made a living in comics sooner and just given up animation altogether. Because, let me tell you something. I have 20 years experience in animation, and I've gotten paid for almost, like, none of it. I've made, like, no money in animation. Only gigs I've gotten paid for are from Jackie the Joke Man Martling, which is great. I love Jackie. I love what he's all about. And his video guy, It Unleashed. He's a great guy, makes some really great content, and you should check it out. But beyond that, you know, I get a lot of people looking for freebies. I'm not going to mention who, because it's not important. The thing is, you know, I mean, it's like, I got bills to pay. Thank God I don't have overhead. 'Cause it's not like, you know, I'm looking to pay a staff to work on my comics. I honestly would love to get to that point where I could, like, write them, or at least come up with an idea and give it to another artist and be like, okay, you're doing this one, because I got other stuff to do. I got other stuff to focus on. I got the books, I got the animation, and yeah. You know, I mean, it's not really about how much experience you have. It's just, you know, what you make of it at the end of the day. You know, I have 20 years experience in animation, and the kids that are working on Cartoon Network shows, because let's face it, they're all very young, most of them. They're getting in, like, right out of college, and some of them have absolutely no idea what they're doing, and yet they're working for Cartoon Network. I could have gone that route if I wanted to, but I didn't. I really wanted to do my own thing, and the studios just don't seem to be paying for that. And you know what? That's fine. Hey, I missed a lot of opportunities, and I'm okay with that because I can still draw my own thing. But that's one of the sacrifices that you make. mean, it's like, yeah, I could take more commissions, but, you know, sometimes I just... It really all depends. It's like somebody will ask me, you know, oh, you know, I mean, I got this thing, and I'm looking to bring it to market, and it's basically someone who's a writer who's looking for an artist. And the few times that I've ever, you know, been approached by one of those people, I often don't end up working with them because, you know, what they're asking for and what I think they're asking for turn out to be two completely different things. And it's like, you know, they almost seem content to micromanage me on, like, everything. And I'm just like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. So I have a big problem with being micromanaged. If any of you can relate, then, you know exactly what I'm talking about and how I feel. I am not about to get micromanaged by somebody else. But if you give me money and you don't ask for something stupid, like, I mean, if I want to draw it and it's, you know, not one of those, like, not safe for work posts, then, you know, I'll draw it. Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, I think a lot of young artists have the skills, but I think they lack one skill in particular that's extremely important in animation and comics and regularly published media, and that's time management. You know, you have to manage your time, like, very, very well. You have to be incredibly good at that. And I wasn't good at managing my time. I'm still not good at managing my time in some respects. But, you know, when a show's got to get out, it's got to get out. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. The network is going to get that show on the air when they say they're going to get it on the air. And it's either going to be by the artists that are working for them or anyone else they have to bring in because said artists can't finish the thing on time. You know, one of the things that happened with John Kay on Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, he wanted to make the first cartoon that was made by cartoonists in over a generation. Unbeknownst to him that he worked on Mighty Mouse, The New Adventures, in 1987, and that was kinda, you know, that sort of thing. But whatever, let's not even get into John Kay because we don't have the time and I don't have the energy. And screw that guy, I hope he goes to jail. Alright, there we go. Damn, I'm really liking my Lionel. I did a drawing for your birthday, not that I remember. But, the character you're thinking of, P-Dog, is Dr. Fitzgerald. That would have been something cool. Right there, Dr. Fitzgerald. Alright, there we go. Wow. This is like the easiest coloring job ever. At least for this portion of it. For those of you who have, wow. That, no. No. No, 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 no. Where's the eraser? Get that. Get that. Ah, get out of here, you. Gumming up the whole works. And my landlady is screaming about something. I wonder what. Have I worked on any shows that we would know? Well, 4 years ago, today, I was on, my animation, I should say, was on Laughs, which is, or was, I haven't kept track, on Fox 5 in New York, and I had done an animation to Jackie the Joke Man Martling's voice, and that aired on the show. It was very late night, like 1 in the morning type of deal. But I haven't worked on any of the shows that you might know of. Today, I've applied to Disney, I've applied to DreamWorks, I've applied to Blue Sky. Never got in. It's okay. You know, not the end of the world. And I had some killer references from an animation professor at SVA. But I still didn't get in, so you know what? It is what it is. Still do my own thing. God, I finally got something in someone's hands. What position have I had? You name it, I've probably done it. I've done animation on my own projects. I did roughs. I guess you could say I did cleanup. I did a little bit of everything. There we go. Those proportions make me happy. Alright, boys and girls. That is not my pen. That is my chapstick. Okay. Pen. Whew. Yeah. Let this sink in a little bit. Okay. So, I don't know what the theme of the next episode is going to be. I had a theme, but I scrapped it. I was like, I don't want to do that show. So, you're going to find out next week And then I'm going to be taking a break from Drezen Draws. The last day of January. And yeah. Excuse me. So yeah, I got nothing more to say except good night. Thank you for watching and putting up with my shenanigans. And kangaroos are awesome, and if you don't think so, then you're a putz. Bye-bye.